So this happened about 2 months ago. I, 26F, live in a mid-sized city in the Midwest, and I work a pretty standard office job. Nothing glamorous, but it pays the bills. Anyway, on this particular Thursday, everything was going wrong. I woke up late, spilled coffee on my white blouse, and hit every red light on the way to work. By the time I sat down at my desk, my boss was already writing me about some spreadsheet I'd forgotten to update. By lunch, I was completely over the day, so I decided to treat myself to my favorite coffee shop downtown. It's this cozy place with mismatched chairs and the best vanilla lattes. I figured maybe some caffeine and a quiet corner would help me reset. The line was long, but I didn't care. I stood there, scrolling mindlessly on my phone, until I felt someone behind me shift uncomfortably. I turned around and saw this older guy, probably in his late 60s, wearing a well-worn plaid shirt and a ball cap. He smiled politely, and I did that Midwestern thing where you smile back even if you're not in the mood to talk. After a minute, he said, "You seem like you're carrying the weight of the world today." Normally, I wouldn't entertain small talk, but there was something kind about his tone. I shrugged and said, "Yeah, it's just been one of those days." He nodded knowingly. "I've had plenty of those. But you know what my dad used to say? Even the worst days have sunsets." I kind of laughed because it sounded cheesy, but it also hit me in a weird way. "Thanks," I said. "I guess I needed to hear that." The line moved forward and I ordered my latte. When I got to the register to pay, the barista smiled and said, "You're all set. The gentleman behind you covered it." I turned around, surprised, but the man just waved it off like it was nothing. "Pay it forward someday," he said with a wink. Before I could even thank him properly, he grabbed his black coffee and walked out the door. I sat by the window, sipping my free latte, and I realized my day didn't feel so heavy anymore. That small act of kindness from a total stranger had completely flipped my mood. I never saw him again, but I still think about that encounter. And yeah, I did pay it forward a week later by buying coffee for a young mom who looked like she was having a rough morning. It's funny how little moments like that stick with you. Sometimes all it takes is a stranger's kindness to remind you that things aren't so bad after all. The coffee shop was bustling with people. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee filled the air, mingling with the soft hum of conversations and the occasional clatter of cups and saucers. I waited in line, feeling small and invisible. The line seemed to move at a snail's pace, and I couldn't help but feel a bit anxious, glancing around nervously. When I finally reached the counter, the barista looked at me with tired eyes. It was clear that she had been working hard all day, her energy waning with each passing customer. Before I could even place my order, the woman behind me spoke up. Her voice cut through the noise, gentle yet assertive. "Excuse me," she said, her voice warm and friendly. "I'm paying for yours." I was taken aback. Her unexpected kindness left me momentarily speechless. I looked at her, confused. Why would a stranger offer to pay for my coffee? My mind raced with questions. She had kind eyes and a gentle smile. There was something incredibly comforting about her presence, as if she understood exactly what I was feeling. "Don't worry, dear," she said. Her words were like a soothing balm to my frazzled nerves. "We all have those days." Her empathy was palpable, and in that moment, I felt a wave of gratitude wash over me. It was a simple gesture, but it meant the world to me. Her words, spoken with such genuine kindness, broke through the wall I had built around myself. I had been feeling so isolated, so disconnected from the world around me. It was as if I was moving through life in a fog, unable to see the beauty and kindness that still existed. Suddenly, I felt tears welling up in my eyes. It was an unexpected release, a flood of emotions that I had been holding back for so long. The simple act of someone showing me kindness had opened the floodgates. I thanked her, my voice thick with emotion. It was hard to find the right words to express how much her small gesture had meant to me. In that moment, it felt like a lifeline, a reminder that I was not alone. It was just a cup of coffee, but it meant the world to me in that moment. It was more than just a drink. It was a symbol of human connection, of someone reaching out to me when I needed it most. It was a reminder that even on the darkest of days, there is still kindness to be found. Sometimes it's in the smallest of gestures, the ones that seem insignificant but can have a profound impact on someone's life. As I sat down with my coffee, I felt the weight on my chest begin to lift. The heaviness that had been pressing down on me started to ease, replaced by a sense of hope and possibility. The stranger's small act of kindness had shifted something within me. It was a powerful reminder that we all have the ability to make a difference in someone's life, even with the simplest of actions. The rest of the day wasn't perfect, but my outlook had changed. That encounter reminded me that we are not alone in our struggles. A simple act of kindness, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect, brightening someone's day and restoring their faith in humanity. We should never underestimate the power we have to make a difference in each other's lives.